Hello, children. How are you? Uh, I know you are eager to learn, and you might already have gone through the power sharing video that we sent to you. And I think that things are clear, and anything that is remaining, we may clear it through online doubt session or when the school reopens. So today we are taking another topic, the chapter 2 of civics, and that is federalism. To tell you frankly, this is one of the most important chapters of social science with maximum marks questions coming from this chapter. So be very careful. This is a very important topic and not an easy one, but we will try to together make it easy and viable so that you can understand the topic well. We live in a democracy and we know what democracy is. Democracy means demos persuasion, people's rule. We govern ourselves, we rule ourselves. So there are two types of systems in a democracy. One is unitary and the other one is federal. Now let us take an example. There are so many countries in the world. If you go through the map of the world, on one hand we have countries like big geographical countries like Russia, Canada, United States of America, China, Brazil, and even India, you can say. Australia is there. And on the other hand, we have some very miniature countries, geographical wise, like Malta, or Tonga, or Vanuatu, or Sri Lanka, or Antigua and Barbuda, or St. Kitts and Nevis. So the geography of the areas are vivid and they differ. So now let's take an example. Let's take an example of India. If there is only one judicial institution, that is the Supreme Court of India in New Delhi, and a crime occurs in a distant part of India, say in Agartala or in Bhuj, or to be farthest, say in Andaman Nicobar, right, or Puducherry, then would the person take the pain to come and go through and fro to New Delhi to fight a case? That seems very difficult, and that won't be done. But the justice would be denied. But if it's a small country like Sri Lanka, this problem isn't there because every part of Sri Lanka is accessible to their capital, Javardhanapuram. Right. So, to make the governance easy, to make the administration reach every person, to make the law and order situation better, for administrative ease, the democratic governments are sometimes divided into two parts. That is, there are two kinds of democracies. One is the unitary democracy. A unitary democracy means where only one government, you call it central government, you call it union government, right? They only exist, and there is no separate government anywhere else. So the entire country, each territory of the country, each part of the country is governed by a single government, that is the central government. This type of an arrangement of government is called unitary form of government. The other one is what we ought to study now is federal form of government. Federal form of government means when the government is divided into two levels or tiers or tiers, howsoever you pronounce it. One level rules the entire country, makes laws, rules and regulations for the entire country. That government is called the central or the union government. And the country is subdivided into many smaller units. The country is bifurcated into smaller units, and each unit, which we call state or a province in India, is assigned a separate government, and that government is called a state government. So, federal system is a system where two levels of government exist, one at union or central level, and the other one at provincial or state level. You might read somewhere that a federal system definition is where two systems of government exist, and somewhere you can also read where two or more systems of government exist. So that more means we have got another level of government that was created later, right, by amendments. That is called local government, or what you call Panchayati Raj. So in India, we can say that we have three levels of government: union or central, state or provincial, and local or Panchayati Raj. So a federal form of government is a government where two or more levels of governance exist. Now, what are the forms of federalism? There are two forms of federalism. One is coming together federation. Coming together federation, what does it mean? It means that many small states or units or even countries come together and they join each other for a military purpose, for economic purpose, for other benefits, and they have their own constituent governments, but one government is above all of them, which is making decisions for other purposes, important purposes like military, like economy, like trade and commerce, right? So this is called coming together federation, where many small units come together to make a federation, like United States of America is a coming together federation. 13 colonies in 1780s joined hand with each other and made a country, United States of America. The other one is being together federation. We can have other names also for this. Coming together or staying together federation. This means that a country is divided into smaller parts, and each part is given its own government, like India. So these are the two forms of federalism. Now, let us see what are the features of federalism. We've got many features of federalism. It's a request. If you have NCERT book, please keep that book beside yourself so that you can keep on referring to the book as I'm giving you this lecture. That would be very, very nice and feasible for you to understand the topic well. Features of federalism. So what is federalism? Government system where the government is divided into two or more levels of governance. The first feature of government federalism is that whatever I have been telling you, that the government is divided into two or more levels. The higher level, or what we can say the entire country level, that is called the union or the central level, and the constituent level for each unit, which we call state or provincial level, and then local or panchayati raj. So this is the first feature of federalism. The second feature of federalism is each level of government is not subordinate to the other. That means central government is not above the state government, or the state government is not subordinate to the central government. Both have their own powers. Both have their own lawmaking strategies. Both are given separate powers by the Constitution. And this is called the division of power. Right? So this is the second feature of Constitution. Thirdly, both the governments, the union government and the state governments, have their own jurisdiction. Now, what is the meaning of jurisdiction? Jurisdiction means Adhikar Kshetra. That means, say for example, if any teacher of N.K. Bagrodia Public School asks any question from you outside the premises of the school, you might answer. You will answer, fine. But if a teacher of DPS or MET asks, where are you going? What are you doing here? You may ask, who are you? Why you are asking this question. So jurisdiction is where I or you can have power to inquire, power to take an action, power to make a decision. So union government and state government both have been given their own separate jurisdictions, and be very careful in one thing, that they both can't intermingle or interfere in each other's territory or jurisdiction. So this is another feature of federalism. The next one is that both the union and state governments have been assigned with monetary powers, that is taxation powers. You know, money makes the mayor go. It's a very, very important thing, whether it's making of highways or buying arms and ammunition or running schools or water or electricity or any field, we need money. So if state governments are always begging money from the union government, then nothing has any value. Fine. So the financial powers have been divided between central government and state government so that they both can function independently. Another feature might be that what if there is a tussle, there is a discontent between the central and the state governments? So the judiciary, the Supreme Court of India, has been assigned with this power that they will deal with any dispute that arises between the union or the central government and the state government, right? So this we have to be very careful that the states as well as the union can approach the Supreme Court in case of any dispute or any problem. So these were some of the features of federalism. Now, who will make laws on what? This has also been clarified in the Constitution. The Constitution, in a very straightforward way, gives separate lists to union and state government for making laws. Now there is a union list. It has got many subjects, right? 97 odd subjects. On those subjects, like military, like railways, like civil aviation, that is the aeroplanes, etc., like currency. On these matters which are of national importance, only the union government can make the laws. Other list is the state list. Now, on the subjects of the state list or the topics that have been given in the state list, only the state government can make laws. The union government cannot make laws on any subject of the state list. Right? Like police. Police. You must have heard Bihar police, UP police, Goa police, but you won't be hearing India police. Right? Because police is a subject of state list. So the union government can't make laws on police. Only the state government will make laws. There are around 66 odd subjects in the state list. And then there is one more list, concurrent list. What is concurrent list? On the subjects of concurrent list, both union and states can make laws because they are important for both of them, like education, like agriculture, right? But what if union and state make laws on the same subject of the concurrent list at the same time and they are antagonistic, they are against each other? Then the problem will arise. The Constitution has also given us the way out. The way out is, if this happens, then the law made by the union government shall prevail over the state. So it ends all the disputes. And any subject that was left by the constitution makers, that was forgotten by them, or any new subject that arises, like nuclear power. right? Later, after the drafting of constitution, all those powers, constitution makers made it very clear, just put them into the union list. These powers which were left, the subjects that were left by the constitution makers or which will take birth after the making of constitution are called residuary powers. So all the residuary subjects that will arise shall be put into the union list. I think this session is enough. Now I request you to go through the book after listening to this, my talks, and refer to the NCERT books. See that everything is clear. I think I'll need 2 more sessions to complete this chapter. So in the next chapter, we will take up how India is a federal country, right, and center-state relations. And in the third one might be regarding the judiciary and how India has not failed to be a federal country, how in spite of all the ills, all the odds, India has just maintained its federal structure intact. So thank you so much. After this video, just go through the NCERT books, make the things clear, and I would be available for sorting out your doubts as being dictated or guided by the authorities. Fine. God bless you all. Stay home, stay safe, keep learning, enjoy, and be careful that if you are fine, if you are healthy, your family, your locality, your country is healthy. God bless you all.